Hello and welcome to the championship game of our Season 0 Madden simulation from the QB Club. It's been about 2 weeks of almost daily simulations here. We've gotten a lot done. It's been quite busy over here. We've started out with about 22, 23 quarterbacks. All of them represent NFTs that are held by the public. And we ran them through a simulation. In our first round, everyone had the chance to tee off on the New York Jets defense, and some QBs took advantage of that. We only played 3-minute quarters, and others did not. I think we had some interesting games. We almost saw Kyle McCord make the top 8. He almost made the tournament round, but was kicked out sort of towards the end there. But for the most part, we only had starters make the top 8. You can see our brackets up on the screen there. I will try to remove the bracket before the game begins. It's been, hey, we've had some interesting hiccups. We had a couple of games where my voice didn't come through in the live stream. I sounded like a chipmunk. We had the Mahomes game yesterday where I forgot to remove the graphic from the screen, and almost the first half, I think the entire first half was played with the graphic on the screen. You make mistakes when you start out new, and you can only improve on them. I think we will going forward. Really enjoyed this whole sequence, this whole exercise, this whole Season 0 that we went through, and really benefiting and supporting those who support us, the folks that went out and grabbed some NFTs, have held them throughout the entire regular season or just added them maybe recently. It's great to see the program just growing and building, and we'll be coming out with our next round of NFTs at the end of the month. We're looking at the running backs first. What we're going to do is we have a few more QBs that we're going to release. That will probably happen in the next week or so. Guys like Geno Smith will re-release. Re-release Deshaun Watson, Spencer Rattler, and I think there was one more, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. Those were guys who the NFTs were actually purchased, and then for whatever reason, the owners burned them. So we do have a policy on that. We can remint them after 30 days without notice, and so we weren't notified, and we're going to remint them. The other QB that I think we can mint is Malik Willis, who was a pretty suppressed backup last year, but he did get a chance to come out and show what he could do, and impressed enough that it looks like he's going to grab the starting job in Miami. So no reason to have him sitting on the sidelines either. So we'll be minting him as well. Look forward to that. And also we're going to be minting in late April, early May, both our running backs and our wide receiver tight end group, which are brand new. And that's how we're distributing some of the NFTs from our Season 0, getting them right into the hands of our supporters, those who have supported us from the beginning. Of course, we're not giving them all away, but it's a good start. And we'll, for today's matchup, Patrick Mahomes is our number 4 seed. He'll be playing home. The Chiefs will be home. Mahomes is rated a 92 in Madden. And our Mahomes NFT holder, his name is Brian. Brian has already collected in round 1. His round 1 victory earned him the Sam Laporta NFT. In round 2, the round 2 was the tournament round, and so the quarterfinal win got him the Amon-Ra St. Brown NFT, and then in the semis he earned the Justin Jefferson NFT. So wide receiver tight end club heavy. You're going to see a lot of potential QBC headed your way, Brian, with some of these receivers, I think, next season. Our Sam Darnold NFT holder, unknown in name. Sam Darnold is a 85 rated QB in Madden. He's benefited from a strong defense. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl this year. He's rated an 85, so not necessarily as high as Mahomes, a 7-point difference, but that hasn't seemed to make too much of a difference in these games. These games have largely been competitive. Our Sam Darnold NFT holder in the opening round 1, earned the Breece Hall NFT, so a running back there, and then got CeeDee Lamb after the quarterfinal victory, and then after their semi-final victory, earned the Christian McCaffrey NFT. So running back heavy here. Breece Hall and Christian McCaffrey both landing with our Sam Darnold NFT holder. This game we're playing for the Puka Nacua NFT holder. So a pretty solid prize there for the victor. Let's see how we go. We can sort of get this thing started. Let's remove the graphic experience. Again, well, let's just set this up first. We'll remove the graphic. We're going to set this up as we've been playing, 6-minute quarters. Commentary, Tirico and Olsen. We're playing at Arrowhead, 8:15 p.m. in clear weather. And we'll get this thing started. Now remember, it's not which team wins the game, but it is the fantasy point totals. I do my best during the game to keep track and let you guys know what the score is at certain various points of time. And I've been pretty good with it. I've been fairly accurate. Let's hopefully that continues here in the finals. Obviously, if it gets close, the official stats will be given at the end of the game. And these games largely have been fun to watch. I mean, about as close to real life as you can get, I think, in the simulation world. So, not too bad. We've had a few complaints along the way. I think the two major complaints have been, looks like we're going to have the Chiefs receiving, unless we go to the frozen screen here, in which case we'll need a restart. Yeah, we're going to need the restart here. We'll get this done quickly, folks. And then we'll see who's going to receive. Seahawks at Chiefs. Now the Seahawks look like they're going to receive. There's Rashid Shaheed. One of our complaints of these games is that these kickoffs have just been not especially entertaining. Shaheed's going to return. That's not Shaheed. He gets it out to the 30. That's, a fair return for what we've seen. But we would like to see them break one once in a while. Hey, maybe it'll happen today. Maybe it'll happen in the championship game. Kenneth Walker in the backfield. But they're going to go right to the air. Darnold looking, goes to the sideline, got A.J. Barner. Barner has been an absolute stud in these games. Caught the winning touchdown pass last game for Darnold. The Seahawks did lose that game, but Darnold scored enough fantasy points to put him ahead. Andy Reid looking slim and focused on the sideline. And now they'll run it. They hand it off to Kenneth Walker, who just destroys someone before getting about 13 yards there on the carry. And it's unfortunate that you watch the game and you're watching from a fantasy-only point, that Darnold is not going to benefit from that.
For these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So
good to see the offense move the ball. 3 receivers down low. They're going to go play action. They had a blitz. So it's a Shaheed. Shaheed going to make the catch. Darnold now has 29 yards passing. Just to go over the scoring quickly, 1 point for 25 yards passing, 1 point for 10 yards rushing. Darnold's been fairly efficient on the ground as well. 6 points for a rushing touchdown or passing touchdown for a quarterback. -2 for an interception, -2 for a fumble lost. At a triple bunch formation up top, but they're going to Darnold's going to keep it. There you go, effective on the run, I said, but only maybe a yard there, 2 yards for Darnold. So no, 2-point conversion would also get you points. We had a bunch of 2-point conversion tries last game. None of them were successful.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 for the Seahawks.
Off the play fake. Here's
a lot of play fakes today.
Outright Smith and Jigba.
2 yards there and then Jigba.
Just a couple and sets up 3rd down. A 2-yard gain on the play. 3rd
and 6 from the 24. well within Myers' field goal range. Let's see if they can pick up the first down here. Darnold in the gun with Walker offset to his right.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold.
He's got a guy. There's Walker.
It's Kenneth Walker. It's a gain of 12 there. It's good for a Seahawks
12 yards.
first down. That's another Seahawks first down.
A lot of people have noticed that when there's a completion, I don't exude a lot of excitement. Part of that reason is because I'm listening to see what the official yardage is, so I can give you guys an update. Right now, I got Darnold at 43 yards passing, 2 yards rushing, 1.92 fantasy points. He's in the gun here. We'll hand off to Walker. Walker's pushing through the middle for about 8 or 9.
He could be in for a big day.
It's tough when you have that solid running game. Of course, Walker was the Super Bowl MVP. Just an absolutely studly performance during that Super Bowl. And now you have 2nd and 2. You got Charbonnet though in the backfield. Darnold's going to throw. He's scrambling to his right. He better get rid of it. He does. Incomplete. The sack. There are no negative points for sacks. I know some people do get in their leagues will get negative points for sacks. We do not do that. One of the things I've noticed is negative yards. We will count negative yards even on take a knee. We will take the official yardage no matter what. Darnold's going to run it here. Losing 2. We'll take his rushing yards there back down to 0. And the Chiefs stop him there. Yeah, I don't know if I like that call. Give him a pass option.
As long as you've made the decision already that you're
he did not have one, and now they're going to kick the field goal. So Darnold's going to come away with 1.72 fantasy points, and then it's blocked, and that could matter. Let's see what happens here. He's going to have the sideline. He's got it. That's going all the way. I don't think no one's going to catch him. Oh, crazy start to this one.
Right, those are the momentum swings they get you. One team is looking to add 3. Instead, the other team adds 6, thanks to the ability to block the kick.
Yeah, and in this case,
crazy start. Like Mike Dana has been a name that we've said often in this simulation. It looks like he was in there and got the block. And Williams returns it all the way down the sideline for a touchdown. Of course, the key is Mahomes does not even get a chance to see the field. 7-0 Chiefs. Not Darnold's fault, and he'll get the ball back and try to add to his small lead here of 1.72 points.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.
1:42 remaining in the first quarter. And now we'll see a second Seahawk drive without even catching a glimpse of Patrick Mahomes. Darnold kind of moping his way to the huddle there.
Beginning with 1st and 10.
Not looking especially happy. And let's see what he can do. He's got Walker to his left. He's going to hand it off. Walker going to break that first tackle.
And not much there. Good defense.
Making Nick Bolton look like Michael Bolton. But he's unable to get much after that. I like that one. Did you guys like that one? 2nd and 10, no gain on that play. Now Darnold is an empty backfield in the gun. 3 receivers up top, 2 down below. All bunched in tight. He's going to swing it out to Walker. 6 yards on that one.
3rd down coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now you're just kind of looking at the score a little bit too here. We're almost got a minute left to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Really don't want a 3 and out here if you're the Seahawks.
In motion is Barner.
Barner goes in motion. Seen that before. Here's going over the middle. He's got Jigba.
15 in the air.
15 yards at 64 total for Darnold.
yards.
2.36 pounds, a big catch that extends the drive. You know, he was covered tightly there by McDuffie, and he
It
just...
doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike.
That's one of those, you have like probably a 95 ranked rated DB and a 95 rated wide receiver, if not more. And it's just an algorithm issue, right? Walker off to the right in the gun. And Darnold swings it out to him. He breaks that first tackle. He's going to get about 12 or 13 there.
Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
So after one,
I'm going to give him
it's the Chiefs
12.
on top.
76
We'll be
yards
back
for
in
Darnold
Kansas City
as we go to the second quarter. 3.04 fantasy points for Sam Darnold, 0 for Mahomes. That blocked kick return for a touchdown.
This second quarter,
We're gonna, you know, that'll be a key to this game throughout. I formation here. Here comes Walker. That's kind of what you expect. He's got a big opening around the corner. He's gonna get there. He does, and let me tell you, that's great. That's great for the entertainment value of this game. We got a touchdown, so now we're tied up score-wise. And Darnold also does not really get a chance to extend that lead to where Mahomes couldn't catch up on one drive. So now it's very interesting.
Catch the end zone first time today.
We'll see Mahomes come out for the first time, and he's only down 3.04 points. So, yeah, he's yelling at McDuffie, who gave up that big play to Njigba to extend the drive. Myers not blocked at that point this time, and that one goes through. 7-0. Seen a lot of Jason Myers, and he's missed a few. He's a Pro Bowl kicker. Missed a few long ones over the course of this simulation, and now he was blocked in this game. It's always the kickers give you a little bit of agitation. Maybe we're going to run back here and still not see Mahomes. No. 26. And here comes Patrick Mahomes.
At their own 26-yard line.
Mahomes has consistently put up solid numbers in these simulations. Rated a 92. Go to the play action. He's got Worthy. This is a big play.
Xavier Worthy. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of
Big play for KC.
31.
31 yards.
31 yards there for Mahomes on his first play of the game.
Everyone
He's
talks about
already
the physical qualities
eating
to
into
play
that
quarterback
small
in the
lead that
NFL,
Darnold
Mike, and
had.
of course, that's a given. But it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody
Tied up
else.
at 7s
I
here.
think both of those things were on
Mahomes
display
in the
there,
gun.
as he did not only a
Kareem
great job
Hunt
of
getting the
finding
ball.
vulnerabilities of the
Going
game,
nowhere.
and once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Second and 9.
Here in the championship game, we've got all tied up. 3.04 for Darnold, 1.24 fantasy points for Mahomes. This is really Mahomes' third play of the game, as he completes to Hollywood Brown, who gets destroyed there by DeMarcus Lawrence. 5 yards on the game. They said 3? 3. Because of their run play there. Sorry about that. 3rd and 5 now. A huge play here. They could theoretically go for the field goal from here. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down. Mahomes to throw, getting flushed. He's going to run it. He's going to get the first down. It's like about 12, 13 yards, they said. Big points there on those running plays.
It gets home.
1 point per every 10 yards. That's 1.3 points right there for Mahomes, which is key, and he's almost caught up now.
And pick up the first down.
Back to Hunt, who's got a lot of room here too. He's going to go in. Kareem Hunt. Another rushing touchdown here. We've seen 3 touchdowns no
When you start talking about
touchdown points from either QB. Rasheed Rice there, maybe a hold, but he took off most of the penalties. You get some of them here and
What we don't
there.
talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And
I gotta tell you,
think
I
you
like
get a great example of what that looks like when
Isaiah
it all
Pacheco.
comes
I know
together.
people
He takes advantage
soured
of
on
the
him in
scheme,
the
and
last year, but
next thing you know, he hits his head on the
I almost think
Here's Butker now for the extra point.
almost think he's a better running back than Hunt, but not according to Madden, as the extra point goes through 14-7.
14-7 lead.
Plenty of time left here, 3:39 for Seattle to make another drive. Both teams have all their timeouts. So, I mean, Kansas City could even make a stop here and turn around. We got a very low-scoring game match-wise. 3.04 for Darnold, 2.66 for Mahomes. Here comes a return. And here's Kenneth Walker. 4 carries, 61 yards, and the big touchdown there. Excuse me.
From 25, they'll go to work.
I'm not surprised he puts up big numbers. Of course, he's on the Chiefs now, right? It's kind of an interesting side note. Here's Darnold. He's got it all day on the play. Hits Cooper Kupp.
And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
All right, didn't hear the yardage there.
on the part of the quarterback, Mike.
22 or 32?
Where that open receiver
Where'd they
was
go?
gonna
They
be
started at
based
the
on his
25-ish,
preset
because they
read.
always do.
The defense did nothing.
And they did not
to
get
alter
across.
that
So 22
picture.
yards.
That's a great play to start
98.
this drive.
Total for Darnold. There's Walker on the ground.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Leo Chenal, the linebacker, there for the tackle.
2:53 remaining. Still plenty of time.
It's 2nd and 8.
Just shy of midfield.
Drew Tranquil's a name we never ever hear in these matchups. If you watch the Chiefs enough, you know you do hear them.
From the shotgun.
Here comes Darnold. He's got some time. He's thrown it in Jigba again.
Complete. It's Jackson Smith in Jigba.
117 yards. I love when they give me those stat updates there.
Good enough for a first down.
It's a big catch by Njigba.
Is just starting really to pick up.
117 yards. That's 4.68 points now for Donald. Of course, had the 2 yards rushing earlier that were erased on that goal line attempt. Darnold again with the play action. Again, is that Njigba? Nope. Arroyo.
He's set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
Give me yardage. No, they didn't want to do that for me, huh?
Level before the break. It's 1st and goal.
I'm kind of off on that one. Missed it totally. They're going to push this out to Walker. He's going to get that corner and going again. Oh, man. The whole way down is Darnold, and Njigba. And then they wind up tossing it to Walker, who goes in for about 7-8 yards for another rushing touchdown.
Of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of
And we're all
finding
tied
the
up
end
again.
zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy
Get
has
out of
been
my
able
way,
to do
lady.
today.
Wanna
And
dance?
we're just getting started.
Missed the one pass there, guys. I have no idea that pass to Arroyo. I'm going to give him 20.
Now the point
I
after
feel like it maybe was a 20. Plus or minus 5 there. Myers putting in the extra point.
Seahawks will tie things up. We are all
We are
even
tied.
at 14.
So I'm going to be looking for another update on those yards for Sam Darnold. Currently I got him at 137, which would be a 5.48 fantasy total versus 2.66 for Mahomes. Let's see if Mahomes can do something here with 152 and all timeouts.
It's
Get
Xavier
a rush
Worthy
back,
on the
return from Worthy.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard
Is he their normal return guy? I feel like he's not. But maybe.
So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more.
Mahomes a little shy on the yardage here, 34, but 13 rushing yards. They start out from the 28.
First down throw. Mahomes.
Oh, he hits Kelsey in the
Before the receiver.
back, not looking for the ball. He's thinking of his
Kelsey, the intended target.
girlfriend's music, I
It's
guess.
second down.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and
I
accuracy
agree.
on those
I
intermediate
agree. Ever
throws.
since he started dating
Think he
Taylor
had an
Swift, it's been
opportunity there
downhill
for
for
a nice
Kelsey.
pickup, off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from it.
Let's see what we got here. Now Rashid Rice, 12 yards.
Taken down up at the 40-yard line. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
First down.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice.
They're on
They're
the
definitely
40.
gonna take it. But watch the
Did they take a
savviness
timeout
of
there?
the route
No.
running.
Is the
Certain
clock running?
guys just have
Yes.
a better field for running these
Not a lot of
than
sense of
others.
urgency in these 2-minute
It's a nice
drills.
result.
Now we're going to hit Hollywood Brown. There's 10, 11, 12, 13.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
59 yards now for Mahomes.
Their timeouts.
Inching back
And a chance to talk things over after
into
picking up
this
that
one.
first down.
47-yard
up to
line.
3.66 points versus Darnold's 5.48 points. Chaz Surratt, former Jet. Leonard Williams in there, former Jet. Empty backfield for Mahomes. Let's see what he can do. Just across midfield. And almost picked off by Witherspoon there. Had it in his hands.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull
It does
it back
stop the
because
clock, that
from the moment it left his
incompletion.
hand,
Did
that
they call
looked like
timeout,
a
though?
sure interception, and the only reason it wasn't
They-
because the defender just
Why
flat
did they
out
hit it?
blocked.
Oh, they must have called timeout after the last play. I missed that one.
Right back
Mahomes
to the
still
air
is going
for
to
Mahomes.
swing it out to Hunt.
They'll set up the screen for Hunt.
A yard at best there to get Mahomes to 60.
Brings up third down and 9.
3rd and 9. We've been watching these games a little too much to just give up on a 3rd and 9 here and think that the Chiefs will be punting. Perhaps they'll get to the 40 and kick try for a Butker field goal. Here comes Brown in motion.
On third
He's
down,
got some time here. Mahomes throws it deep. He almost has it, but incomplete. Nice play there by the linebacker.
Tightly defended. It brings up
Not
fourth
sure who
down.
5'2" is there, but
Really nice job
makes
there
a
of
great
not only
play.
tracking the ball, but then putting yourself in position to make the play, and that's step
And
one.
now we've got 4th and no
Step
punt.
two on that sideline.
Not
His
going to. We saw a
secondary coach is saying,
long
"Hey,
field
next
goal
time you can
try
get your
from this
hand on the ball,
distance
just try to come
yesterday.
away with that takeaway."
We came up very short. Fair catch. Nope, it's in the end zone. Does Darnold have some time? He's got 34 seconds. He's going to get it at the 20.
First half.
He's got all 3 timeouts. Do you try your tie game?
The drive
Do you
begins at
try?
20. Here's first and 10.
You got Njigba, right? You got Cooper Kupp. Darnold's going to throw it. He's got empty backfield. Throws it. He hits Cooper Kupp for 9. Did he get out of bounds? Yes. Oh, he called timeout.
First of their timeouts.
They recall a timeout there.
Just under 30 seconds to go. In their
Darnold
second
putting
quarter.
up some impressive yardage numbers. I got him at 146. Of course, I missed that Arroyo catch earlier. I don't have the yardage for that. They didn't say what it was, and I wasn't paying good enough attention to write it down. I was trying to
A good
listen
spot
for it.
here.
It didn't come.
Second and a yard.
At the 29 here. Let's see what they can do.
To throw is Darnold.
Swings it out to Njigba. Goes out of bounds smartly.
And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
A pickup of
12 there.
yards.
He's got
It's good
158
for
now.
A Seahawks first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Seahawks.
Seahawks now at the 41. Still 2 timeouts. 24 seconds. Let's see what they can get done here.
Now
Walker in motion. He's got all the time in the world. He swings it out to Shaheed.
Shaheed with the catch.
Can't break the tackle. They'll have to take a timeout.
Second, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half.
6 yards on that play. We're at 164 yards. Again, no yards rushing for Darnold. We will likely get a good update at the half for his yardage.
Here comes second and 4.
2nd and 4 from the 47. 1 timeout remaining. Got to get into field goal range here. If you're Darnold, all the time in the world. Gets it to Walker, who breaks that first tackle. Gets it to the 39, or the 41, sorry.
Now Seattle will use the final timeout, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds
So here you go, 12 seconds remaining. No timeouts. Do you kick it? Don't get fooled by this huddle here. 41, 51, 58-yard attempt for Myers. We haven't seen him make one from that distance. He's made...
a fresh set of downs.
They're going to go for this.
Down and 10.
I don't know if they're going to run them all into the end zone, or maybe they'll try to get out of bounds. They're really not good at keeping it, throwing it out of bounds. Oh, he does throw it out of bounds. All right. You know, not a bad decision there. He's everywhere, folks.
Or the on the line of scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and
they will kick it from 58. Let's see if Myers can put this one through. Got the distance. There you go. 58 yards. They no block there. What a crazy game so far, folks. No passing touchdowns. No touchdowns from either quarterback, passing or rushing. Seen 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 from Walker, 1 from Hunt, and then of course we had the blocked field goal returned for a touchdown by the Chiefs. Ultimately, that cost Mahomes an opportunity to add some yards. So they're going to take a knee here in the end zone, get it at the 35. It looks like Mahomes is not going to pass that up. Even with just 5 seconds left. He's going to throw one up. This is going to be crazy, folks. He's launched it deep. Is anyone down there? 2 defenders, Hollywood Brown. That's I don't know what kind of play they run there, but it's a sort of a familiar scene where one guy gets deep, and then you see a second receiver kind of following.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much.
Here's
Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando.
It's been a heck of a game so far. Accurate updates here with stats because they combine the rushing and passing yards.
Both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half.
So we probably see 73 from Mahomes and 177 from Darnold.
And our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Let's see. Give us some stats here. There we go. 185 for Darnold. So, yeah, that Arroyo pass was a lot further than what I thought. And 73 as expected from Mahomes. 185 yards in the first half is incredible.
We'll see which team's adjustments will pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Here comes Worthy to return.
Worthy going to return it.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to get going again.
Returns are consistently unimpressive.
This one has been so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks
double
off.
tight slot here with Hunt in the backfield. They got the ball at the 27. Mahomes to throw. They shuffles it forward to Hunt. Well, it's kind of a neat play to see. We don't see a lot of that stuff. About 5 or 6 yards? 6 yards.
A 6-yard pickup brings up
on the shuffle pass from Mahomes. I don't know that that was necessarily called that way, but maybe.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 4.
Hunt in the backfield. He's going to swing it out here. Hollywood Brown. They'll get the first down, about 10.
And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard
on that one.
A gain there of 10 yards. And the Chiefs have a first down.
Mahomes up to 76 yards passing. He's got the 13 yards rushing. 4.34 points. Darnold has 7.4. So he's catching up little by little here. Of course, a touchdown pass would give him the lead.
He'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards. Up to 80.
It's now 2nd and 6 at their 48-yard line.
Solid game to watch here. Actually, very entertaining. From my perspective, very entertaining score-wise. Very entertaining QB to QB-wise. Seen some score changes back and forth, some ties. A little swing. Swings it out to Rice.
They'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Excuse me. Coughing today. I don't know. I've been coughing the whole time. All right, guys. We've got 3rd and 3. So big play here. from the 50-yard line, dead set in midfield. Let's see what Mahomes can do. He's gonna get sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence. Huge play on 3rd down, and the Chiefs will likely have to punt here. I can't possibly see them going for it. Fourth and about 10 here.
Now they're picking their
So they're going to have to punt it, and then they're going to have to hold the Seahawks, which really that's a big ask. The Seahawks, ever since that, well, really the first drive, they marched it down. They had the field goal try that was well within range for Myers, but was blocked. The second drive, long touchdown run by Walker. Third drive was a lot of passing yards down the field by Darnold, mostly to Njigba. Into the end zone here. They're going to start at 20. And then they had the ball at the very end where they were able to kick the field goal. Long field goal, but they ran out of time. They're in the high backfield. Probably going to see Walker here. There you have him. But he gets stopped pretty quickly there. Not sure who 92 is there, but nice play.
The key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here. His ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep
from the gun. Walker to his right. He's going to flip it out here to Cooper Kupp. It looks like they're going to
close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Just shy. I missed the yardage there. 8. It's really a 9. We'll give him 9. 3rd and a yard. He got the. Oh, they're going to sneak it.
And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though.
I think he got it.
He's got it. That's a first.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him 1st and 10. We're on the 31.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, Seattle.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They'll go play action.
Play action to Walker, and Darnold is going to get crushed.
There he goes.
We've seen a little bit of a
92 again.
across the defensive tackle position.
They're a nice little drive there, putting a nice drive together. Oh, that's Derek Nottie, who went to the Jets as a free agent. They got rid of him, sent him back to the Chiefs.
Not only do you have to defend the run, you have
2nd and 13.
And get to the
really big stops here for the Chiefs. Can they get the ball back? Down 3.
After the loss,
plenty of time to go. We're still in the 3rd quarter, a minute and a half. Darnold from the gun, 2nd and 13, puts Walker in motion.
Operating from the gun.
Goes over the middle. He's got a guy wide open. That is Walker. And he's got 12.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
But just a tight formation there. They swing it out. Wow, swing it out to their fullback, and they're going to lose about 3 yards.
It will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
So, Mike,
4th down now. 4th and 3. 4th and 3 from the 37. You don't go for it here. I think you got to punt.
We see it here. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, get it to the check down, and now you just need to rally tackle and bring them down for a loss.
Yeah, the Seahawks are going to punt it. Forced to punt there. That was a tough play call. I mean, I think if you got 3rd and 1, you've got a guy like Kenneth Walker there.
The 15-yard line.
And you just got the first on a sneak too. You had options. You tried to flip it out to your fullback, who hadn't even gotten around the end there. It just ugly play for the Seahawks. And now Mahomes could take advantage. There's 10, 20, 25 yards.
Taking down the 40-yard line. An ideal beginning to this drive.
27, I heard.
On the first play.
Oh, he said 24. Let's go with Tirico there. I'm going to trust Tirico.
Back with more after the break.
Got 107 yards
You're
passing
tuned
for
into the
Mahomes here
NFL
at the end of 3.
on EA
13
Sports.
yards rushing, a total of 5.58 points. Darnold, 204 yards passing, 1 yard rushing, 8.26. So a small, slim lead for Sam Darnold as we head to the fourth quarter here. The fourth quarters have been very exciting. This one proves to be too, I'm sure. We're really just a touchdown away from either side just flipping. Be nice almost to see Mahomes take a lead here and give Darnold a shot and see what happens.
A first down throw
From the shotgun, Mahomes to get hit, and yeah, that definitely affected the flight of the ball. Which falls incomplete.
It'll bring up second down.
On the coverage.
Second and 10.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot.
Mahomes in the gun.
Because if he can sit there
Hunt's
in
off
rhythm,
to
on
his
time,
right.
comfortable in the pocket,
With so
he's
much
gonna
time on the
pick you
clock.
apart. So it's
So here's the Worthy. He gets about 8, 7, 8. Give him 8.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
Brings up third and 2.
5.9 points now to 8.26. Mahomes in the gun.
Here's Patrick.
He's going to hit Worthy for the first down. 12 they give him.
First down.
127. Again, just chopping down this lead little by little.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
We'll see.
That's what they call
Mahomes
a
looking pretty
big
happy
dagger
there.
route. It's about
Feeling
10,
very
15
confident, even though he's
yards where you
down
just
3.
round off your outside foot and
5
rip
minutes
into the
to
middle
go
of the field,
in the
and
fourth.
they execute
He's going to
it
hand
to
this one off to Hunt, who's good for about 2 or 3.
We'll work forward to about 3. It's
Or 4. Give him 2nd and 6 from the 35. They are in field goal range for the tie here. But I'm sure they don't want the tie. You'd much rather have the touchdown. It would be kind of neat to see a overtime game.
out of the gun. Here's
Swings it out here to Hollywood Brown.
the football, holding just a gain of a yard, and sets up
Just
third
for
down.
1 there, it looks like. We'll give him
Brings
1.
up third and 5.
Mahomes up to 128 yards. Darnold still sitting at 204. Not getting a lot of opportunities here in the second half so far for Darnold, but
They
kind of
put
to be
Kelsey
expected.
in motion.
Mahomes is going to hit Kelsey. And I take back everything I said about you.
Complete. And there's business now. He is out of bounds
28 yards.
inside the
It's a
10.
gain of 28 yards.
It'll be first and goal. That's a gain of
Kansas
28.
City Chiefs.
Big yardage
Both
there
of
for
us came away from
Mahomes.
our discussions with the coaches
156
thinking
yards
that this guy
total.
was gonna have a
7.54.
massive
Let's see if we
role
can
in
get
this
it in the
one,
end
but
zone,
after only his
though.
first catch of the
Touchdown
game,
pass would
let's
be
give credit
key.
where it's
This
due.
6 yards
This
here.
defense, man,
He
they
still
held
needs
him in
more
check throughout.
points. Oh, brutal.
He's in. Touchdown, Casey.
Brutal for Patrick
Got
Mahomes.
another one. His second touchdown of the evening.
We've seen 4 rushing touchdowns now. And of course, the Chiefs had the kick block, the blocked kick to return for a touchdown. We're not getting a lot of QB fantasy points here in our championship game. A little disappointing, but it's still pretty close. And you get a quick score here from Seattle.
To add the PAT.
3:49 to go. Both teams have all their timeouts. And it's kind of interesting here. We've seen this dynamic play out a number of different times. Because right now, if you're Brian and you own the Patrick Mahomes NFT, clearly you need Mahomes to score more points. He's still down. I have 8.26 for Darnold, 7.54 for Mahomes. Now you think about ways that maybe you can go ahead here. Maybe a Darnold fumble that's recovered by the Chiefs. Maybe a Darnold interception. But outside of those 2 events, which are fairly rare, we haven't seen a lot of those events in a lot of. Look, 17 of 19, 203 yards. I hit him at 204.
Might be about ready to
we can adjust there.
Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful.
Plenty of time on the clock. They're going to send Walker out in motion and hit him over the middle, but he's going to drop it.
And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
I remember being around a lot of really good high-level linebackers, and what they used to say, Mike, is we're not going to guard the check down.
Dial up the tension here.
Punish the check down, especially
second and 10 from the 28-yard line. Darnold to throw. He's got his. Is that Barner? Yep, that's Barner.
Every single time, and
for about 9.
Throughout the course of the game, but they're continuing to be physical with him.
We haven't had a QB get close to 300 yards. I think the closest we had was Justin Herbert in the last round, got to 262. In the first round of the tournament, Herbert had 249.
So first things first, they got to convert this third down.
Darnold takes the QB sneak.
Up to the 40.
It's a gain of 2.
They're going to give him a gain of 2, so up to 3 yards rushing now for Darnold.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Clock is ticking to 2:55. Still all timeouts remaining. Need a touchdown here if you're the Seahawks. Field goal won't do it. We've seen some questionable decisions in some of those. And I keep seeing it, but we all know, if you've been paying attention, the J.J. McCarthy game was just awful. We haven't seen any really egregiously poor decisions since then.
Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Interesting formation here.
Darnold.
Darnold hits some jigba. 22.
Inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain
20 yards on that pass.
20. 234 yards now for Darnold. Extending his lead, but at this point,
fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion. In a moment.
They need a touchdown,
All 3 timeouts left.
and then
It's first and 10.
and then we'll have to see if Mahomes can answer with whatever time is left on the clock. Assuming a touchdown here, he had Walker, but there was a bit of a crowd over there.
It'll bring up second down.
And that's 2 drops in the last 2 passes. Tough catches, but 2 drops from Walker.
I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only
hit your receivers, man. Let's go.
Room to run. So again,
at the 39, we got second and 10. Darnold to throw. He swings it out to Walker, who goes down in the backfield. A loss of 6.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell
1:43 remaining.
It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
There, the clock is running.
The crowd cranking it up another notch.
Let's see what happens. We got a third and 16, 4-down territory, obviously. Where is Shaheed going?
To the air once more.
He's going to go deep. He's got a guy down there, but doesn't happen. That was a very, very strange play, folks. Where was Shaheed going?
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And
I agree, especially after that clown play. What do you think, Ben?
Or just simple underneath
Greg.
There's just something
Ben
that
Olsen.
doesn't look right.
Throws it deep for Cooper Kupp, who does not make the catch. They went for it all there. That was terrible announcing by me. I apologize. Went for it all and doesn't get. Now Sam Darnold still has the lead here, 9.42 to 7.54. Seattle has all 3 timeouts. It is first and 10. They probably need at least 1 first down, if not 2. Mahomes in the gun. Got to think they were going to run it, but they don't. They swing it out to Hunt, but he loses yards, and Seattle will use one of their timeouts. 7-yard loss.
And a loss of yards on the play.
Ugh. Second and 17. Not a good play for the Patrick Mahomes
Work to do now
yardage
as they come
meter
up on second
and fantasy
and long.
point meter. They're going to throw again. It's kind of neat to see. They screen it out to Hunt. He breaks a tackle.
Into space at the 45. And he's out of
Gets
bounds.
his yards back from that first down. Did he go out of bounds?
They get set to
Yes,
face
he
a third
did.
down.
3rd and 7, so they get 10 yards back.
Deflating moment of the defense. They understood the urgency of getting off the field and getting the ball back
And
to
they
their
need,
offense.
you know, they need a first down here. A
Under
first
2
down
minutes
probably
in a
ends it.
one-possession game.
I don't know if it ends it, but it's pretty
On third
close.
down, Mahomes.
Swings it out to Rice, who does not get the first down.
Great work.
Incomplete, they say.
Make things difficult defensively.
4th and 7. He drops that pass.
And on
I
that
thought he
third
had
down,
it.
they
Even if
thought
he
an
had
easy
it, I
way
think
to
they were going
pick
to
it up
stop
and
him
get some
short. Would have made
positive
an
yards
interesting
and go to
4th
their
down
quick
decision.
game, but it didn't seem like the
Seattle
receiver
still
and the
has 2
quarterback were on the
timeouts
same
here,
page,
folks.
and now brings up 4th down.
And now we've got a punting situation. And again, the reason this game is not over, an interception, -2 points for Darnold, takes him beneath Patrick Mahomes. 9.42 points for Darnold, 7.66 for Mahomes. Darnold into the gun with Walker in the backfield. Seattle with 2 timeouts on their own 20. He throws it across the middle, a little overthrown.
His big target. They cannot connect. Falls incomplete.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as
Andy Reid.
if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the
Celebrating
receiver
as
here,
if they've
he ends
already
up
got
running
victory.
to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback.
This is not over,
Instead of
though.
throwing into a wide open
See
target,
what Darnold can do.
he's now forced to throw
Cup
into a
goes in
contested
motion.
area.
Darnold
Swings it out to Walker. He's going to be tackled fairly quickly. 51 seconds to go. Just 4 yards on that reception. I mean, at this point, this is what you need, is you need an interception. Because I think at this point, Chiefs get the ball back. They have a lead. They're not going to do anything. They should lead.
It's a gain of 12 there. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
A gain of 12
Timeout Seahawks. That is their second. And they'll stop it with 27 seconds
Darnold up
remaining.
to 244 yards in the day. Puts him over 10 fantasy points, 10.06. Mahomes with 7.66.
Timeout to use. 1st and 10.
Walker in the background, or in the backfield.
Here's Darnold again.
Darnold swings it to
There's a short one taken in
Barner.
by Barner.
It's about 9.
Use the final timeout. Stop the clock.
No more timeouts for Seattle.
To go in the game.
24 seconds to go, and you know what that means. That whole complete lack of urgency thing that just, this is the one of the negatives of these games.
Here comes 2nd down.
You need to get out of bounds on this one, or you need a touchdown. Let's see what we got. Darnold to throw. A lot of time. Jones not getting a rush through the middle.
Just throw that one
Throws it away. To live another day. 3rd down and 1. 19 seconds remaining. He's still got a long way to go here. Darnold looking flustered.
The crowd.
Let's see what we got. Darnold's got the lead. It's, you know, the Seahawks are losing. Darnold's got the lead in our fantasy game. Darnold's going to throw. He swings it out there, though, to Cup. Cup gets 5.
With the first down. So they get the new set of downs. And just as importantly, stop the clock.
First down. 1st and 10.
Not sure of the yardage there. It didn't look like a lot.
To throw is Darnold.
Darnold to throw. Throws it away.
Incomplete.
9 seconds remaining on the 48-yard line. And, you know, just so you know, too, and you're aware, even if he throws a pick at this point, he's got enough of a lead to cover that.
When there's miscommunication, it leads
So
to
let's
errant
see
throws, and when errant
what we
throws
have
lead to big missed
here.
opportunities.
Down 4, a few seconds on the clock, midfield, he throws it away again. And now we have one play, guys, so this is pretty much over in terms of our fantasy game. I don't know how. I mean, unless Darnold throws an interception.
It looked like the protection.
Then they tackle him and he fumbles, and Darnold picks up the fumble, tries to run with it, and then fumbles himself. That's about the only way. All right, let's see, though. This is an exciting play coming. He's got to go down to the end zone. He throws it up there. Let's see if one of his guys can come up with a big mass of players, but the ball falls to the ground in the end zone. And that's going to be all. What an incredible game. Darnold probably edges. We'll get the final statistics, of course. The Chiefs win the game, but Sam Darnold with 10.7 fantasy points will defeat Patrick Mahomes, who had 7.66. And our Sam Darnold NFT holder will take home the Puka Nacua. That's a big play there by Kenneth Walker. I mean, it looked pretty bleak for them right after that first drive when they had their field goal blocked and returned for a touchdown. Went down 7-0, then we saw 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 from Walker, 2 from Hunt, no passing touchdowns, which for these guys is a little bit rare. You know, especially you've seen a lot of points put up by Mahomes in these simulations, but no touchdowns today. So let's see, let's go to the player stats. Passing wise, Sam Darnold, 260 yards passing. We're on the screws with that one. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Pat Mahomes, 159 on the screws with that one as well. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing wise, let's see what happened here. Kenneth Walker, 68 yards rushing, solid game, 2 touchdowns. Darnold, 4 carries, 4 yards. I had him for 3, so he gets 1 more. Mahomes, 1 carry for 13 yards, and that's what we had there. Fumbles, none for either Darnold or Mahomes. We'll go to the receiving just to check it out. Kenneth Walker with 7 catches on the day. Kupp with 5, Hollywood Brown 5, Smith and Jigba with 5. He was the leading yardage getter on the day with 68. Scroll down here. Do they pick up? I wonder if they picked up Kenny Walker 2 drops. Yep, they gave him the 2 drops. I thought they were both drops. And Robbie fullback. That was the fullback play on the 3rd and 1 that was just broken up. -2 yards on that 1 catch. And that's it, guys. That's what you have. That Arroyo catch I had in there just as 20. It was 27, so we made up for that at the half. All right, here we go. Final tabulations, if you're interested. Sam Darnold, 10.8 points on the day, and Patrick Mahomes, 7.66. A fairly close one. The game itself came down to the wire. They were sort of neck and neck the whole way, with no one being able to kind of bust out with a touchdown pass there, and Darnold eking it out at the end, of course avoiding any interceptions those last 2 drives, and which would have cost them. So that being said, guys, we are done for this first round of Season 0. A lot of people have been asking me, are you going to do another? What's the deal with the off-season? And I do kind of like the idea of these simulations and keeping them going. However, I think one of the things we're going to do is we're going to try to change around the prizes. And instead of giving away, since we've already given away a bunch of the next generation NFTs that will be coming out in late April, we are going to head to, we're going to try to give away a combination of QBC, our native token, our prize payout token, and direct Solana. We'll just do, maybe we'll take 1 Solana and divvy it up among the top 3 or 4 players and do another tournament style bracket. We might do something like victory as opposed to like team victory instead of fantasy victory. I feel like it's a little hard for you guys to follow the live stream and know where your players are. I could also potentially install a graphic that would show you our up-to-date stats on these. But you know, for a first time out, I think this is a really good production. Obviously, we made some mistakes in the past, but we're improving on those every single time and getting better and better. And I think this last game was probably our best. So we're going to go with it, and we'll continue to bring you more simulations and live streams in the next coming months. I think we're going to do 1 more tournament in the next couple of months, maybe around giraffe time. And then when we release our new line of NFTs, I think some sort of season-long simulation will be in order. maybe we can do something with the new Madden when the Madden comes out, and I think that's in August. But we'll think of something. We'll try to keep it live, and I think it all makes sense as we build this community and try to build out our NFT program and our base QB Club. Basically, our QB Club program, our process here, our platform. And recall, all the NFTs are tokenized player cards. We store the player cards on premises for you. So there is an RWA, a real-world asset behind your NFT, which we think also makes us a unique platform. With that being said, we'll head it out here. We'll close it down. Sam Darnold is your Season 0 champion here, defeating Patrick Mahomes in our championship game. We'll head out on that note. And have a good one, guys. You'll hear from us shortly.